Welcome everybody to the 48th annual Wintertime Open Caddie Book. My name is Mike Jewell.
I'm Steve Rico, and we are your TDs for the next two events, and weekend and pro weekend.
That's right. So this Caddie Book is going to serve as a visual representation of what you're going to be playing. We're going to have a drone flying through, just like in years past. We'll fly through all of the holes. We'll have a little bit of commentary telling you how the holes work, where the OB lines are, where the drop zones are, where the mandatory lines are. And that's what we're going to do here. Please stick around for the end so we can thank all of our sponsors. We have Legacy Discs, and I want to thank Oak Grove Disc Golf Club, just fresh out of the gate. But stick around to the very end, and we're gonna say some more names. Do you have anybody fresh out of the gate?
No, I just want to thank the Oak Grove Disc Golf Club. They contribute and help so much. Mikey and Pat, Kevin, those guys always come through. Roger, and without those guys, this wouldn't be possible. So big thank you to those guys.
Yep. Thank you to Mark and Susie Horn. All right, guys, get ready. Here come the holes. All right, here we go. Hole number 1. We're looking at 320 feet. This is a par 3. This is going to be the same as last year. If your first shot misses the mandatory or goes out of bounds, you're going to go to the drop zone, which you can see over by that pole to the right. From the drop zone, you're looking at 193 feet. This is the hole, hole number 1. This is a really cool starting hole. This is one of my favorites all year long. Nice and tucked away far to the right. All right, hole number 2, no change from last year. This will be 292 feet. This is a par 3. Nice low canopy shot right under these branches. In years past, this ditch was out of bounds, but we haven't done that for a couple of years. It's just kind of a pain, kind of a headache. So just a straightforward 292 foot shot, par 3. All right, hole number 3. We're going to be teeing from T3 going all the way to basket number 4. This is a par 4. It's 585 feet. This was one of my favorite holes playing it back when I used to play the tournament all the time. I haven't been able to play it in 5 years running it, but and I have all these really cool memories of watching Paul Macbeth throw this big, crazy, ridiculous turnover shot on this hole. You're going to have an out-of-bounds line running along the left-hand side of this hole here, running all the way, wrapping behind the Paul Harris tee. And we're going to be up here to the right, up the hill. This is a par 4, 585 feet. All right, hole number 4. This is Stevie's hole. 441 feet. This is a par 4. We made a new mandatory. It's this tree on the left-hand side right here. You'll see it nice and marked up. The drop zone is going to be tucked away to the right over there. That is where the ladies on the AM weekend will be teeing from, the drop zone. And it is where on the professional weekend we will have the 60 and older ladies teeing from that same drop zone. There's going to be an out-of-bounds line running the entire right-hand side of this fairway and then eventually behind the basket. Hole number 5. This is a new position for us. We used a similar hole to this a few years ago. Last year a tree fell and we had to take it out, and we're able to bring it back and make it a little bit longer, so that's kind of cool. So the road to your right is going to be out of bounds. We're flying over good ground here. If you land on that tiny island, you're also going to be out of bounds. All this ground is in. All that, the road and beyond over there, is out of bounds. What we're going to do is we're going to fly over this road, which is also out of bounds. And then once you get back onto good grass here, all of this grass will be safe. If you go into the street, you're also going to be out of bounds on the right-hand side out there. All right, hole number 6. This is another one that we're bringing back. A few years ago, we had this in. We thought it was pretty cool. You're going to have an out-of-bounds line running the left-hand side of this fairway all the way. And you'll be safe up until you get to the rock line from the rock line to the second rock line is going to be out of bounds. And the only good ground after the second rock line will be this kind of like a three-point line in basketball. I'll get a nice big visual here. I'll zoom out. That's what the island is going to be shaped like. Steve is playing our basket in this case. All right, we got a new pin location here on hole number 7. This is going to be a 400-foot par 3. It's going to be kind of a 3.5. All of our females on the AM division are going to tee from that drop zone there. And all of the ladies on the pro weekend 60 and above are going to tee from that drop zone. Steve is going to represent our basket here. This is a new location designed by Mikey Aguilar. It's going to be tucked away to the left right here, 400 feet, par 3. Hole number 8, no changes here, 305 feet, par 3. It's going to be on the spine. Another signature hole, in my opinion, on this course. This is actually a shot from a couple years ago. It's definitely not this brown right now. It's nice and beautiful and green. We were just trying to save some time so that we could get more work done today. If you're in that road, you're out of bounds on that hole there. Hole number 9, 515 feet. Another classic hole from the past. We did this this position last year. You're going to want to stay right of the telephone pole, electric pole marked Mandy. This dark brown telephone pole right here, you're going to have to stay to the right of that. Your drop zone, if you should miss it, is going to be tucked away right behind that bush. And again, ladies on amateur weekend will be teeing from that drop zone, and professionals, ladies 60 and above, will be teeing from that drop zone as well. Hole number 10, 291 feet. This is going to be a par 3. No changes here from last year either. If you're over the fence and in that farm property, you are out of bounds. Mark yourself where you were last in bounds. All right, hole number 11. No change from last year here. 297 feet. We had one year where this was totally flooded out. Cross your fingers that doesn't happen again. That was such a pain in the neck. But we've had some adventures with this hole. Nice and straight, right up the middle. The max distance mid-range for that one. On all of these desert holes, if you are outside of those posts that you see on the right-hand side there, you're going to be out of bounds. So for 11, 12, 13, if you're outside of those posts, you will be out of bounds. The way the out-of-bounds line works is the inside, as in the inbounds side. That's where you would mark that line to show if you've made it or not. Hole number 13, this is a new pin position for us. This is going to be 2 islands. Okay, so the ladies on amateur weekend will just play this as a straight up hole. There are no islands. There is no hazard. But for everyone else, the professional ladies on 60 as well, but for everyone else, there are 2 islands that are safe. You can land on either one of them to stay safe. If you are off of the island, you play it where it lies as a hazard with a 1-stroke penalty. Hole number 14, 435 feet. This one's a par 4. No change from last year, or I can't remember the last time we actually did change this one. I love this hole. This is one of my favorite holes on the course. Again, 435 feet, par 4, the Green Monster. Again, one year we had this thing was so flooded out. We had a little lake right there. It was ridiculous. Nice low canopy here right at the end. If you're in the parking lot, you're going to be out of bounds. So concrete and beyond is going to be out of bounds here for you. There's also a rope line that runs the right-hand side of the fairway. If you cross that, you're out of bounds there as well. Hole number 15, rope line on your left side is out of bounds. You will have to make the marked mandatory. It will be this oak tree we're driving up on right now. If you miss that, your drop zone is that tee pad. All the ladies on AM weekend will be teeing from that tee pad, and the ladies in the professional divisions in 60 and above will also be teeing from that drop zone tee pad. The concrete surrounding the bathroom is also out of bounds. All right, hole number 16, 265 feet. This is a par 3. No changes from last year, except it's green now. So some of you will be shocked. If you're over the fence to the right, you are out of bounds. If you're in the street straight ahead, you are out of bounds. And here's another one that we brought back, hole number 17. This is actually how green it is there right now. If you are in the road to the right, you're out of bounds. There's also a rock line that's straight ahead that has a painted line with some flags. If you've crossed that, you're also out of bounds. Other than that, it is a straightforward hole, 265 feet straight ahead. Steve is going to play our basket here. And the legendary hole number 18, 590 feet, par 4. Again, that rock line on the right-hand side lining the parking lot will be out of bounds, marked by a painted line and flags. And the road straight ahead will also be out of bounds, concrete and beyond. You're going to have a mandatory, which is this V-shaped tree that we're crossing right now. Must stay to the right of that. If you miss, you go to the regular tee for this hole, and that will be your drop zone. Everyone will be playing this pin position. There is, and tee position. There will be a rope running down the left-hand side of this whole fairway that is out of bounds. And again, the street is out of bounds on the right-hand side. And straight ahead, there's another rope line. All right, guys, there you have it. Those are the holes that you'll be playing for the 48th annual Wintertime Open. Again, Co-TD, Mike Jewell, and Steve Rico will be available on the course. If you guys have any questions or need anything, just come up and grab one of us if you have an issue or a problem. We will have the sign-in code for you so that you can do digital scorecard right there at T1. What else will they need? We'll have waters on the course. There's a couple of bathrooms on the course, so you won't have to worry about that. And
yeah, we'll have a few spotters out there on certain holes that are very, very crucial with mandatories. Yeah, it should be a very smooth weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
So I just want to thank some of our sponsors. First of all, Mark and Susie Horn, thank you guys for all the years that you guys put in for that event, for this event. The Wintertime Open, 40 years is amazing. So thank you for that. And I want to thank some of the people this year, some of our direct sponsors, Legacy Discs, big help with this event. The Oak Grove Disc Golf Club, huge thank you to those guys, like we mentioned at the very beginning. Another one of our sponsors this year is going to be Jim Oates and Juliana Corver. They're going to be setting up a booth for you guys, and you can come by and say hi. Maybe they'll sign some discs for you, but support that booth and help those guys get around and make some money on their tour.
Yep. Thank you, Discovering the World and Infinite Discs, who donated to the players packages. Thank you very much to those guys.
All right, I'm gonna go down a list here. These are the guys that threw a little money at the event, either by sponsoring a hole. You're gonna see right at hole 1, we always have this really cool view of all of our sponsors right at hole 1. It kind of shapes the hole, so we have Spence Stevens, thank you very much. James Bandy, Bart Eccles, John Ventris, Art Palafox, Chad Villegas, David Devine, Michael Cloyas. We have Stork, number 3.
Number three.
Mark and Susie Horn, Jason Johnson, Jeff Jaquois, Anson Morse, and Mary Lou Stewart. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for helping out with this event. And Steve?
No, just a big thank you to all our sponsors. We really appreciate it, and it wouldn't be possible without that. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And we're going to have a special T sign out there for Michael Ventris, in loving memory of Michael Ventris. He supported every one of my events throughout the years. Not a single tournament that I ran that he didn't show up for. So
in loving memory of Michael Ventris.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Thank you.